Perfect. Okay. Well, welcome to yoga. I'm so glad that you're here today. We'll start in a comfy seat. I'm going to move back to my mat so that you can see me. And we're going to start with a meditation today. And I invite you to take the Prana Mudra with me. The Prana Mudra is the life force energy mudra where you touch your thumb to your ring finger and your pinky finger. And you keep your two peace sign fingers up in the air. I'll move a little closer so that you can see. So it kind of looks like a peace sign, but it's the Prana Mudra, and it's really good for when you're feeling low energy or perhaps a little anxious or maybe even depressed because of exhaustion or the seasons changing. And it's really great if you're just feeling that like draggy kind of exhaustion. And so it's really nice to reboot the system. Our prana is our life force energy, and it helps give us just a little boost and stimulate any extra little energy pockets we have laying within our bodies or within the chakras to give us a little amp up. So we'll take our first, we're gonna do 10 rounds of breath with it this time. And I invite you to take this prana mudra, open hands on the lap, and allow the eyes to close or softly gaze at the floor in front of you. And imagine a wave. You can either think of like electricity or water or air, any of the elements radiating from the top of your head through your core, all the way down to the base of your spine and back up. Just imagine that life energy flowing through. And as you inhale, I want you to feel it reach up from the base of the spine to the crown of the head. And exhale, lowering back down, all the way down. And we'll take 10 breaths just like that. Ready? Inhale. And exhale. I'll cue a few more. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. 7 more at your own pace, nice and deep. And as you come to the end of your 7th breath, feel your life force, your energy radiating throughout the body, filling the lungs and the heart, trickling through the top of the head into the neck and shoulders, down the arms to fill the palms, through your core and hips, down the legs, and all the way through to your tiptoes. And as you feel this energy circulating within you, I invite you to set an intention for your practice today. Something to dedicate your energy, your prana to as we move. Allow the eyes to flutter open and the hands to reach out, stretching out each and every fingertip. Placing left hand by left hip, reach right arm over hand like you're trying to reach for the opposite wall, stretching out, looking for a nice deep stretch in this shoulder here. One more breath here. And then reaching forward, extending both hands out as though you're trying to reach through the computer screen. Allow the head to come parallel to the floor. Engage the core, the Mula Bandha, the lower root chakra. And then swoop over to the right side, right hand by right hip, left arm reaches up and over. One more breath. And then slowly sitting up tall, place the hands behind the hips, send the feet out in front of you, trying to stack your shoulders over the ribs, over the hips, and place the palms in towards the hips, and then walk the hands back, trying to keep yourself seated up nice and tall. You'll naturally form a slight diagonal with the back, but you want to try and stay up fairly high. Feeling the engagement in the shoulders, lift the chin up to the ceiling, point the toes, raised fish. And then flex the feet, walk down onto the elbows, elbows underneath the shoulders, palms flat by the hips, a slight arc in the back, looking up, point those toes one more time. A couple of deep breaths here as we begin to open the spine and shoulders. And then raise up onto the hands, tuck the chin in, walking the hands towards the toes, stretch out over the legs. Alternate flexing and pointing the heels. Next, inhale, deep breath in, engage the core. Exhale, fold a little deeper. And walking the hands back up beside your hips. Bring the soles of the feet together for Baddha Konasana or butterfly, allowing the hips to gently open as the gravity pulls the knees down while we take some neck stretches, intertwining hands behind the head. Tuck the chin to the chest and bring the elbows down towards the ground, allowing the gentle pressure to pull you deeper. Maybe the back curves as the top of the head trends towards the floor. And sitting up tall, grasping left hand on the right side of the head, stretching through the neck and all the way through the shoulder. Extend the right hand out to the side. So we're trying to create this nice diagonal between the hand that's on the head and the hand reaching towards the floor. And then switching sides, right hand to left side of the head, left hand out to the side. Both arms up towards the sky, lift the chin up parallel to the floor, folding forward over those legs, coming into Baddha Konasana, the butterfly. Bringing the hands reaching out in front of you, using that traction to pull the chest down. 5 rounds of breath here. Remembering not to crunch the neck. Letting the head drop a little heavy. Noticing how when we fold over, sometimes our breath is just a little bit more shallow. Walking the hands back in to sit up tall, bringing the knees together, hands by the hips, twist the legs from side to side and arc the hips out as you do. And then send your feet out long, keeping those feet flexed. Inhale, arms up to the sky. Exhale, folding forwards, reaching towards the feet. Feeling free to wrap a strap around the feet and pull yourself down if you'd like. Holding here. Noticing any tension in the legs from the day. And then sitting up tall, tucking that right leg into the left thigh. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. 5 breaths. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, settling in nice and straight back. Lifting the right leg up and crossing it over the left, almost as if you're trying to stack your knees. Sorry, you can't see over my toes. My knees are almost in line, but not quite. And then I'm gonna droop over my chest. This deepens the stretch in the back of the left leg. Option to point the left toe or flex it if you'd like to make it even deeper. And then sitting up tall, placing the sole of the right foot on the floor. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, twist over to the right, left elbow to right knee, twisting yourself towards the back. Inhales grow you taller. Exhales twist you a little bit deeper. Noticing if you feel a twist more on one side than the other. One more breath. And then inhale back to center. Exhale, both legs out, give them a little shake. And then bend that left leg in, arms up to the sky and fold down. Sitting up nice and tall and crossing left leg over right, coming into that stacked knee posture and leaning over the bent leg. My right side is definitely tenser than my left today. And then bringing the sole of the left foot to the floor. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, twist. And then coming back through center when you're ready, placing the heels of both feet on the floor, lifting the hips up, coming into reverse table, looking back to the other side. Holding here for 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower those hips down and coming back into our normal table for 5 rounds of cat-cow. Inhale, belly lowers, look up. Exhale, arc the back, tuck the chin. 4 more at your own pace. And settling back to neutral, stacking shoulders over elbows over wrists, hips over knees. Inhale, left arm to the sky. Exhale, thread the needle. You can sit your hips back if you'd like. Right arm out in front or tucked around behind. We're gonna hold nice deep stretches today. 4 breaths here. Bringing that right arm up to the sky, so you're opening in a twist. And then placing right arm back under right shoulder. Inhale, left arm back to the sky. Exhale, table. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, thread the needle, sit back. Left arm comes out front or wraps around behind. 4 breaths. And then opening that left arm to the sky. So you're opening, it's kind of like that baby shark song. You're pretending to be the shark. And then closing that arm back down, left hand under left shoulder, right arm to the sky. And coming back to your table. Taking some leg and hip exercises here. Stepping left foot out in line with left hip. And rocking yourself back. So kind of like you're coming into a little bit of a half split. I'll come forward so that you can see. You can tuck the right toes or keep the top of the foot on the ground. And you're just kind of pulsing backwards and forwards as far as feels good for you. Feeling free to hold at any moment if you'd like, with the arms extended. And then coming back up to table and lifting that leg up off of the floor, engaging the outer hip, strengthening it for some of our exercises. Lifting up and lowering down 5 times, perhaps bending the knee in. And then we'll take some hip circles, 5 times forwards, 5 times backwards. If you're seated, this can be a little bit more of a rock, like a hip circle in the chair, or a bending from bent leg to straightened leg. And then when you're ready, we'll take the hip rocks on the right side, stepping right foot out in line with right leg and pulsing backwards. And when you're ready, 5 lifts. This is really good for strengthening the legs for our warriors and our reverse triangles. And then coming in for 5 circles forwards and 5 backwards. And then coming back to table, we're gonna take 2 body circles in either direction. So this can be done seated with the hands on the knees or on the hands and the knees. It's similar to cat-cow in that we have the cow pose and the cat pose involved, but we connect them by moving to either side. So inhale, belly lowers, and then arc yourself to the side, coming over towards the right. Exhale up to cat, and coming down to the left. One more time, cow to the right. Exhale, cat to the left. And then we'll go to the other side, lowering into your cow, coming up to the left for cat, down to the right for cow, up to the left, last cat, and then down to the right, landing in cow, shifting the hips from side to side. Big toes touch, knees come as wide as the mat. Sit hips back to heels for child's. Taking a moment to roll your head side to side, temple to temple. And then notice the hips as they settle and find their happy space, whatever level that is for your body. And walk your hands over to the right. Some people like to stack one hand on top of the other. Others like to keep their hands wide and arc the whole body. It's whatever feels best for you today. I'll change my mind morning, noon, and night. So. And then walking through center and over to the left. Coming back to center. Pulling up onto the hands and knees and uncrossing the feet. Walking the hands out in front of the shoulders and lowering the chest down to the ground, keeping those elbows nice and in. Tops of the feet are on the mat, hands splayed wide underneath our shoulders. We're gonna take some cobras with movement. Keep your elbows tucked into your rib cage, kind of like you're trying to squeeze the ribs. Inhale, peel just the top of the chest off the mat, look out a couple of inches. Exhale, lower. 2 more, staying low, baby cobra. Noticing the engagement of the lungs as we breathe, and the upper and lower core. Inhale, peeling up. Maybe you come a little bit further. Exhale, lower down. You never want to raise so far that you feel this crunch in the lower back. You want to feel this deep raise and engagement through the spine. A stretch. Only coming up as high as feels good. 3 more raises and lowers on your own breath. And then bring the hands wide and come up on the fingertips. Inhale, peel up tall, wide cobra. Hold for the exhale. Hold for the inhale. Exhale, lower down. One last time, deep core engagement here. Inhale, peel up. Exhale, hold. Inhale, hold. Exhale, lowering down. Smoothing those hands out to the sides, arms come to a T. We're gonna take a version of one of our wall shoulder stretches here, pretending that the floor is our wall. You know, we're getting creative during quarantine. So you've got your right arm out to the side, and you're gonna roll over to the right until you feel a stretch in your right shoulder. So this is the equivalent of the hug the wall stretch. So pretend a wall is in front of me, and I would hug the wall, and then I would turn to the right until I felt a stretch in this right shoulder radiating through my forearm. So back to the floor. Tip yourself over, maybe bending your left leg. I've got my left hand out in fingertips. Breathing here. 2 more breaths. And rolling back down onto the belly. Send the left arm out long. And tip over to the left side. This is a good office shoulder opener. Close the door to your office, hug the wall, and stretch your shoulders. And laying back down onto the stomach, bringing the hands underneath the shoulders, pressing up through the knees, coming to table. We'll take our floor flow now. If you'd like to watch the first one, feel free. Otherwise, we'll work our way through a few rounds together. It's our cow, cat, cow, child's cobra, 1 breath per posture. Ready? Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, child. Inhale, cobra. And then we exhale back to table. I'll show you how you would do that seated. You can keep doing it on your belly if you'd like. Hands on the knees. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, child. Fold over the knees. Inhale, cobra. Hands out in front of you. Shine the chest forward. Exhale, table. Neutralize the spine. Let's do a few more rounds together. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, child. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, table. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, child. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, table. Take an inhale here. Exhale, tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward dog, 5 breaths. Do a check-in with me. Is every fingertip gripping into the sticky mat? Are you forward in your shoulders, or are you nice and elongated, pressing that chest towards the thighs? Lifting through the shoulders, elongating the spine, hips towards the ceiling. You can have a bend in the knees if you'd like, or straight. And the heels can be up off the ground if it's more comfortable that way, but we want them tracking towards the floor, but they don't ever have to get there. It's more important to have the shoulder elongation than to have your heels on the floor. Couple more breaths here. And then inhale to the toes. Exhale, bring your feet to the hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. releasing into that ragdoll, opposite hands on opposite elbows, nodding the head yes and shaking it no to pull you down deeper. And then release the hands down to the floor as you take a subtle bend in the knees. Slowly play with how much you can straighten your left leg to stretch out that IT band, just the left. And then bend it down. Straighten the right. It doesn't have to come fully straight. It's about elongating the leg. So my leg doesn't ever come fully straight. It just starts the process. One more time on the left. And then on the right. These kinetic stretches are really good for increasing our range of movement and movement and flexibility. Inhale, arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, catch right wrist with left hand. Step left foot behind right side angle. Breathing here. Trying to grow tall and arcing over so you're not crunching where the ribs meets the pelvis. Engaging the core, the root chakra, noticing the strength in your body in this side body stretch. And then coming up tall and stretching over to the right, touching left wrist with right hand, left foot steps behind right. And back up tall, and ever so slowly lowering the arms, and then sweeping them back behind you. We're taking some arm circles here, nice and slow and deliberate, engaging the muscles. One more time, one more big circle. And then switch, go backwards. Two big, low and slow. So often we move fast to gain strength, but we can get so much out of these slow movements. As your hands come down towards the floor, allow your chest to come with it. Hanging in that forward fold one more time. Perhaps clasping the hands behind the back and lifting the arms up to open up the shoulders. 4 more breaths. And it's important not to just release up tall, lower the arms down, back to the lower back, and then release out to a T and come down to the floor. Crawl the fingertips up the shins and the thighs until you're standing up nice and tall. Send your right arm up to the sky. I'm gonna come down on my knees just so you can see my hands, but you're welcome to stay standing. Pat yourself on the back. And then grasp that right elbow with the left hand, pull backwards. Deep stretches. And then grasping the outside and arcing over to the side. So normally you've got your hand on the front, pulling back, moving your hand over to the side and arcing over. And then standing up tall, pressing the hands back behind you, working on that scapular range of motion, and then giving yourself a hug. And then the left arm up to the sky and pat yourself on the back. Pull that elbow backwards. And then grasping the side of the arm, arc over to the right. And back up tall, release the arms out to a T, press back, and give yourself a hug one, because you deserve hugs, and two, because it's actually a good stretch for the chest and back. If you came down to your knees with me, come back up to stand. Give those legs a little shake out after all of the work we've given them, and then settle into the chair. So I keep my feet underneath my hips, so a little distance between them, but you can also bring your feet close together. That doesn't feel good on my knees. Bend the knees so that you feel an engagement in the thighs, sitting the hips back. You're not arcing the belly forward, but you're also not like totally tucked. You're just kind of a neutral spine. Arms up towards the sky. Option 1, hold here and breathe. Option 2, stand up tall and raise down lower, kind of like a chair squat. Option 3, hands to heart center, twist to either side. Let's aim for 6 breaths. That way, if you're doing the twist, you can hold for 3 breaths on each side. Sometimes I stay raised as I twist, other times I come down to make connection with the thigh. Remembering child's pose, or standing stretches, or folds are always here for you if you need them. If you're twisting, shift sides. Coming back through center, hands down towards the floor, straighten the legs, forward folds. Bend the knees to place the palms flat on the mat. Step the feet back and shift through the shoulders and into the hips for downward dog. Option to hold here, or alternately raise the legs, bend the knee, open the hip. Whatever feels good. 3 more breaths. Meeting me back in the dog, we're going to step to goddess. So step your right foot to the outside of the right hand, left foot to the outside of the left hand. So you're in kind of like a weird crouch. Shift the hips back over the heels. And then slowly bring your hands to your hips and lift the chest up. Nice, safe way to get up into goddess from a fold. Always feeling free to stand up and stretch it out whenever you need. We'll be here for a couple of moments. Hands come to the knees. We're gonna shift and shimmy our shoulders. So the right hand will come to the inside of the right thigh. Left hand comes to the top of the left leg, and we shift the shoulders over to the left. And then you switch. Left arm underneath, right arm on top, stretching into the right. It's a very subtle movement that you may or may not feel deeply, but just a little shift in the shoulders. Come back through center, stand up, stretch it out. And then perhaps you lower back down as we take side stretches. Left hand on right hip, right arm arcs over. You can sway from side to side in a side lunge here if you'd like. Give one leg a break at a time, or hold the squat. And then through center, and reach that left arm over. Coming back up tall, hands to hips, fold over. Hands to the ground, straighten the legs. Take a micro shift in the hips, swaying side to side. And allow the chest to lower, perhaps facing fingertips towards heels. Walk yourself back. Walking hands back underneath the shoulders, bring the right toes in 45 degrees and face the left toes forward. Inhale, come up onto the fingertips. Exhale, folding down. Next inhale, we're gonna raise and reach into our warrior one. So left knee comes over left ankle and our hands raised to the sky, trying to track the shoulders over the hips so you're nice and stacked here. Feeling strong. And then the arms can open to warrior two. Face forward so that you can check on your hips and shoulders again, and then gaze out over the left hand. Shifting back to warrior one, chest faces forward, arms up, and then arms lower to the floor, left leg straightens, folding in. We're gonna shift sides now, so walk your hands to the inside of the left foot, through center and over to the right as your left toes turn in and your right toes face backwards. So you're just on the right side. Inhale to fingertips. Exhale to fold. Next, inhale, raising up into warrior one, right knee over right ankle, arms to the sky, stacking shoulders over ribs, over hips. Opening up warrior two. Check on that alignment again, and then look out over the right hand. And then shifting back to warrior one. And then fold over that right leg, straighten it out, stretching down. Walking the hands back through center as the toes come to face the long side of your mat. We're gonna make our way down onto the mat. Option one, turn both toes out 45 degrees and find Malasana, your yogi squat, whatever level that's at for you, before bringing yourself to the floor one knee at a time. That's if you'd like another squat. Option two, from your fold, just come down to the ground. And we'll make our way directly onto our backs. For reclining pigeon, we've done a lot of strengthening today and deep stretching. So we're gonna hold a yin reclining pigeon for about a minute. If you're seated, you could do the same leg posture and fold the chest over or lift the leg up instead of reclining on your back. Cross your left ankle below your right knee. Hug the right thigh in. I'm gonna put on a timer. So just give me one moment. We're gonna hold here for a minute. Stopwatch so it doesn't alert us. Noticing the change in the muscle and the joints, the longer you hold, the settling, the opening, the releasing. Bringing both legs up towards the sky, give them a little shake, and then bend right ankle below left knee, hug the left thigh in, 1 minute. both legs up to the sky, and then bend both soles of the feet to the floor, taking a few supine twists with our arms in goddess. So elbows in line with the shoulders, wrists stacked above the elbows to open up the chest and the back, and then allow the legs to droop over to the right and look out to the left. Breathe here. And then both knees up towards the sky, and then switch over to the left. Look out to the right. Bringing the knees back up, hug them into the chest. Perhaps taking a couple of gentle rocks to release the low back before making your way to happy baby. Knees in towards the armpits, hands grabbing the pinky sides of the feet. Rock side to side. And when you're ready, finding your own Shavasana pose. We have a slightly longer Shavasana today. I'll be giving a guided meditation, but please know there is always the option to tune out my voice and take your own silent release. As you settle into your Shavasana pose, I invite you to bring back that Prana Mudra, thumb touching ring and pinky finger, peace sign fingers up. Palm faces up towards the sky. As you breathe, imagine you're cultivating your prana, your life force energy fueled by your breath. Inhales, pulling in clean new energy from the air around you. Exhales, collecting that which no longer serves you and releasing it from the body, mind, and soul. As you take part in this cleansing breath, I invite you to hold your intention in your heart and on your mind, focusing your energies on this movement, this gift, this goal. As the breath washes over you like a wave, imagine the toes relaxing, the soles of the feet and the heels. Allow it to swirl around the ankles and massage up the shins and down the calves. Patting the knees and releasing any tension from the thighs. As you breathe, allow the legs to grow heavy and your prana to sit in the hips and pelvis, opening this spot of great tension. Imagine it swirling through the belly, which is so often in knots, untying them one by one, giving space in the rib cage and new breath to the lungs, patting the heart with light and love. Opening into the shoulders, relaxing them deeper away from the ears, pulled down by gravity. Allow this energy to massage through the forearms and sit in the elbows. Massaging the ribs or the wrists and into the palms of the hands, allowing your personal energy to fuel the palms and trickle into each and every fingertip. Something potentially to share with anyone you touch. As you breathe, imagine the back of the neck growing longer as the chin dips, the jaw loosens, and the tongue falls away from the roof of the mouth. Allow the energy to massage behind the ears, around the temples, over the brow, and underneath the eyes before relaxing down the jaw. Allowing your inhales to trickle in new energy, your exhales to collect and release that which no longer serves you. Just breathe. Beginning to wiggle the fingers and toes, bringing the conscious mind back to the breath. Perhaps rolling to your right side, your right arm as your pillow, for a few more breaths in this space, your space. Pressing yourself up into a comfortable seat whenever you're ready. Eyes closed or softly gazing at the floor in front of you. Palms open or in the prana mudra on your lap. Focusing your energy and intentions on what you set for your practice today. Filling yourself with gratitude for coming to your mat, for challenging yourself. Thank you for sharing your practice with me. By the mercy of my teachers, namaste. Thank you all so much.